Tonight, police and protesters continue to clash across our country as anger and unrest spreads after George Floyd died last week in the custody of Minneapolis police officers. And today, folks from right here in Spokane are taking to the streets to express their anguish. Thanks for being with us on your Sunday. I'm Haley Gunther. It's been a very tense afternoon throughout the city of Spokane as protesters, you're looking at them right here, facing off with Spokane police and sheriff's deputies. Rocks and water bottles were thrown, but there were also hugs and police talking and even laughing with some of the folks in that group. They started at the Red Wagon in Riverfront Park, but moved to the courthouse off of Monroe, which is when riot police showed up. And that's where things stand right now. Let's get right to big team coverage. Noel Lashley and Kevin Kim were live with the protesters for hours today. Kevin had a firsthand view of several very powerful moments. Kevin.
Been fairly calm here at the courthouse. Haley, back to you.
Just hoping it all stays that way, Kevin. We appreciate that live report. And joining us live now on the phone is our mayor, Spokane's Mayor Nadine Woodward. Nadine, what is your take on today's protest?
Well, thank you for having me, Haley. I just want to say that Spokane set an incredibly powerful example today of how a community peacefully and respectfully supports each other and our nation when we are hurting. And what I saw today was pretty impressive. I saw African American leaders really make sure that what we saw today was peaceful. People like Katherine Johnson, who before the event happened, led a prayer group of dozens of people to pray for peace during today. And throughout your coverage, I saw NAACP's Curtis Robinson walking with the crowd and having conversations where escalations may have happened and bringing people down and their emotions down to a point where it could stay peaceful. So I couldn't be more proud. And I hope that other cities see what Spokane is about, because we're not seeing what happened today in our city, in other cities like Seattle and Portland and LA, where there's been much destruction and rioting.
Absolutely, Mayor. There have been many comments on social media about how this is the appropriate way to, kind of convey a message. We are seeing things under control. We're seeing people work together. Spokane Police Chief even getting down and praying with a group before things officially were underway there this afternoon. Mayor, where do we as a community, where do you think we go from here?
Well, I think there is a lot of work still to be done. I don't think, most of us can even begin to understand the depths of anguish and anger caused by the inexcusable actions in Minneapolis, and members of our community and in Spokane are not alone, because we stand in support of you here and across the country. So I think we have, as a city and within our police department, expect and do more. And so the work continues. The work will never stop. Let me just say, when it comes to our police department, our local law enforcement, I thought they did an incredible job today, helping our community exercise their First Amendment rights and to join in the national conversation that is going on right now, that is going on this weekend, and will continue to go on moving forward. And when I saw them taking a knee with members of the crowd in solidarity and handshaking and the dialogue that I witnessed was absolutely amazing. This was high emotions, raw emotions today, and they were able to help keep the peace. I couldn't be more proud of them.
Absolutely. Mayor Nadine Woodward, thank you for your leadership and for your time here live with us this evening.
Thank you, Haley.
Continuing coverage of the protest, which has been peaceful today. In fact, only one incident of a counter-protester and Black Lives Matter protester interacting was witnessed.
You can just walk on by and pretend that black people aren't being murdered.
Well, this short argument between the two sides eventually ended after other Black Lives Matter demonstrators began chanting at the counter-protester, and the counter-protester walked away. Prior to the start of the march, City of Spokane leaders and Spokane police released statements on social media asking for peace and saying criminal activity will not be permitted. SPD tweeted out a reminder to protest leaders and participants to remain peaceful and lawful so that your voices can be heard without infringing on the rights and liberties. Police to protect safety and property if peaceful assembly morphs into criminal activity.
Breaking now.
We do begin tonight with some breaking news. Thanks so much for being with us on your Sunday. I'm Haley Gunther. Right now, an investigation is underway after deputies say two planes collided over Lake Coeur. Witnesses say the crash happened mid-air and the wreckage landed in the lake near Powder Point and Black Bay. Look at these photos sent to us by those in the immediate area of this incident. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says that the planes are submerged under at least 120 feet of water. Witness Patrick Pierce telling us that just before the crash, he heard a high-pitched sound followed by what he describes as a clipping noise before the planes went down into the water.
There was me and probably, I would say, about 6 other boats at that point, because this is right in the middle of the lake, so a bunch of boats converged on it. And then we all went in there. There's this gasoline all in the water, airplane parts all over the place, seat cushions floating around. And then, like I said, the only part that was above the water was the pontoon of one of the seaplanes. And then I'll say an individual or two individuals about like 100 yards from me found these bodies. Found two bodies, and they brought them into the boat. They're already dead at that point.
Other witnesses at the scene say they saw the planes flying at different levels, but they think their wings struck each other somehow. We still have no word on what could have led up to this incident or any details whatsoever on the people involved or even how many are involved. This is a developing story. Of course, stick with us. Head to our website or our app for the very latest updates as they come in.
Breaking now.
Get right to breaking news. Right now, a man is in custody after Spokane police say he fled a Spokane Valley shooting scene. Brian L. Riley is facing multiple charges. Deputies chased Riley, and aide from all over the county rushed to help. Spokane PD says Riley was finally arrested at a family's backyard near Pacific and Rebecca. And tonight, we now know Brian Riley could be involved in much more than just what happened tonight. Thanks for being with us. I'm Haley Gunther. We'll get to that twist involving Riley in just a moment. But first, let's begin with the scene in Spokane Valley. Investigators piecing together what led to that shooting that has a man in critical condition with life-threatening injuries. Noelle Ashley has the very latest. Now, as Noelle told you, Spokane County not releasing anything further on that shooting tonight. So the role they believe Riley may have played in all this has not been made clear. But what we do know is taking him down after the shooting required quite the effort. According to witnesses, they tell me that Brian Riley ditched his car and began running, but with more than a dozen officers on his tail, he didn't get far. It was in the backyard of a home near Pacific and Rebecca where he was finally handcuffed. The woman who lives on that property tells me that even outnumbered, Riley was not giving up.
They had him behind the cop car and they're trying to arrest him, and he was resisting. He was like not wanting them to cuff him. He was bending his knees and like had his legs all spread out, like he was really trying to resist it. But yeah, they finally got him.
Into the twist that we mentioned earlier, we now know Brian Riley has been wanted for allegedly playing a role in the murder that happened in this house on East Rockwell back on Thursday. Spokane PD arrested a woman named Melissa Martin on a second-degree domestic violence murder charge for that case. The victim was her roommate's boyfriend, and his body was found in a chest freezer at the home. It's unknown what detectives believe Riley's role was in all this. More information should be released with court documents tomorrow. That's when Melissa Martin will be before a judge, too. We'll also look for Riley to be in court tomorrow afternoon. You know, KHQ is the first to tell you this story, bringing you breaking news updates as they were happening via push alerts. You can receive breaking news push alerts to your cell phone by downloading the free KHQ Local News app and enabling push notifications.
All right, again, we are following some breaking news just into the newsroom. This is a live look at eastbound lanes of I-90 near the Appleway Sprague exit. You can see a lot of police cars there on scene, a heavy traffic backup. Unknown what caused this right now. We'll certainly bring you updates as we get them, but if you're just about to go out and hit the road, maybe you know someone that's out on the road right now, please tell them to avoid eastbound I-90, again near the Appleway Sprague exit there. Tonight, a night at home turned into a night in the hospital after a home invader attacked a Spokane man. The homeowner didn't give the attacker an easy fight, with police saying he used self-defense to survive. Today, Noel Lashley spoke exclusively to that man about how he won the fight for his life.
Here's your phone. Let's go.
Some tense moments caught on camera at a local grocery store between a man not wearing a mask and a store employee. The video going viral on Facebook, with you at home asking us to figure out what actually happened. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Corey Howard. The video was taken at the Yokes on Foothills Drive. It shows a man not wearing a mask being confronted by an employee, but that situation quickly escalates when the employee throws an object at the man, hitting him square in the head. Today, KHQ's Noel Lashley spoke exclusively with the man who took the video and witnessed that entire incident. Noel?
Corey, today our inbox is just flooded with videos and messages about what exactly happened at that Yokes last night. Now, those videos don't show every moment leading up to that confrontation, but here's what they do show us. Take a look at this. The first video starts with a tense moment between an unmasked man and an employee. Now, Yoke store policy does say masks are required in their stores, and we hear the employees say, quote, "Listen, all you had to say was I have a medical exemption." Now, the man says he doesn't have to reveal anything about his health, and the dispute eventually reaches the point where the employee tells him to get out of the store. The situation escalates from there. The next video starts with yelling as the Yokes employee escorts the unmasked man out of the store. Now, we ultimately see that store employee fall backward to the ground and hear someone yell, quote, "Don't push him." Then the employee throws a shoe at the unmasked man, hitting him in the head. Michael Luna, the customer who filmed these videos, said he couldn't believe what he saw.
Whatever happened in the store, whatever I saw, was at the register, you know? I'm not trying to go to bat for him, say he was right or wrong or what happened, because I don't know. That's not I was just helping him out, you know what I'm saying?
Managers at the Yokes on Foothill Drive told us corporate is investigating and the store can't comment further at this time. We also reached out to corporate for comment and haven't heard back at this point. Now, coming up at 6, a KHQ exclusive. You will hear from the unmasked man himself, and you'll see brand new video from his perspective. But for now, reporting in the newsroom, Noel Lashley. Corey, back to you.
Breaking down.
And good evening. Glad you're with us at 5 p.m. Breaking news in literally just minutes ago. After a tumultuous 48 hours, Spokane County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz officially releasing a statement just minutes ago. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Owsley. Corey Howard is off tonight. Well, right now, Noel Lashley is reading over that statement gathered by our partners at the Spokesman Review. Noel, lay out what he said tonight.
Sean, it's another bombshell. Dr. Lutz saying he has not resigned. And like you just said minutes ago, he released a statement to our partners at the Spokesman Review. I'm going to read that to you now. He says, quote, "In light of the recent events surrounding my employment with the Spokane Regional Health District, I have hired attorney Bryce Wilcox from Lee and Hayes. To be clear, I have not resigned. I maintain a strong desire to continue working to promote the health and safety of the citizens of Spokane County and this region. The manner, timing, and motivation underlying the request I resign is troubling, and I've hired Mr. Wilcox to assist me in pursuing all available legal remedies should the Spokane Regional Health District's board decide to terminate my employment. Like everyone else, I am now in limbo, and am awaiting word from the board regarding my employment status. Further information will be forthcoming after I hear from the board." End quote. Now, meanwhile, the silence from the Spokane Regional Health District's Board of Health is still deafening. I have been keeping in touch with the district spokesperson, Kelly Hawkins, throughout the day as far as getting a statement from them. And as of right now, she says she still can't give me a firm time when that will come out. But of course, we'll keep you updated on this developing story. And for now, in the newsroom, Noelle Lashley. Sean, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Noelle. Once again, Dr. Lutz releasing that statement a short time ago. It is on the Spokesman Review's website. Our news partners, we've been in touch with the editor of the Spokesman Review, who said they received that statement from Dr. Lutz and his attorney. Once again, hiring an attorney, says he has not resigned. Sounds like he is going to fight for his job. Well, the Washington State Medical Association also saying tonight that this situation is extremely concerning and has become an unfortunate pattern in numerous states.
And when we look at what's going on in Washington, and specifically now with Spokane, the RCWs and the laws are not being followed about how that process happens to remove a public health officer. And to make that kind of a decision in the middle of a pandemic, when our cases are at our highest point, puts our citizens, our neighbors, and our friends in danger.
An epidemiologist with Spokane Regional Health Department, Anna Halloran, writing on Facebook, quote, SRHD was my home. I was so proud to work for this agency. I don't feel that way anymore. And if you think that epidemiology can function in the time of COVID without a health officer, particularly one of Dr. Lutz's character, you are gravely mistaken, end quote. Well, just south of Spokane, Whitman County Public Health about to lose one of their top health executives later next month. Public Health Director Troy Henderson will leave Whitman County on November 14th for a position with the Department of Defense. There has been no word from the Whitman County Commissioners on who will replace him and when they will vote in his replacement. Spokane County ended this week the second highest single-day increase of COVID-19 cases. Yesterday, 167 new COVID-19 cases, which is just 3 cases lower than Spokane's single-day record. Spokane County had 170 cases back on August 6th. We will not get another COVID-19 case update from Spokane Regional Health District till Monday. The total number of COVID-19 cases sits roughly at about 9,800, 203 fatalities. For continuing coverage on COVID-19, you can head to our website, KHQ.com, or download the free app to have the latest updates sent directly to your phone. We can tell you if there are any new developments on the situation between the health department and Dr. Lutz throughout the evening. We'll have updates on our social media accounts.
Right now to a heartbreaking story here locally. A Spokane family is asking for your help finding the missing ashes of a loved one. Take a look at your screen here. This rose was accidentally in a shopping cart at the Airway Heights Walmart. The rose contains the ashes of Natasha Williams' late husband. Natasha's husband passed away from lung cancer in March, and she has taken the rose with her everywhere since his passing. At this point, she's just hoping that whoever has it realizes it is an urn that belongs to someone.
I wasn't ready to let go, and I'm still not ready, to let go. And I hate for people to not understand why are you carrying something like that with me everywhere. It's more like just that way I'm always being attentive to our relationship.
Natasha and her family have filed a police report with the Airway Heights Police Department. They tell us that they are working with Natasha and Walmart to try and find surveillance video that might have clues as to what happened. If you have any information about where this rose is, you're asked to call Crime Check 456-2233.